teach the whole world music. To sing a simple melody. To sing about all the joys and good times, yeah. You see, that's the way God meant for it to be. And if you don't like it, you don't have to sing. You don't have to sing my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to play. You don't have to play my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to sing. You don't have to sing my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to play my song. I'd love to sing a song for all the children. They are our future, can you see? Take a little time out for the babies and teach them about love, hope, and prosperity. And if you don't like it, you don't have to sing my song. And if you don't like it, you don't have to play my song. If you don't like it, you don't have to sing my song. And if you don't like it, you don't have to play my song. If you don't like it.
Hello, Reedy. Hi, Clee.
Hi,
Esther.
Shirley.
Hello,
How you?
everybody. I'm doing great. I'm doing great on this cloudy day. I'm hoping that it
Amen.
goes. I'm hoping that it goes ahead and rains. I know some people might not want it to rain, but I want it to rain. It's a wonderful day. I'm thankful to God that He's blessed us to live to see another day. It's a wonderful, wonderful day, and I am so thankful. Dear God, as we sit before you to speak, we pray to you that our souls you will keep. And if we should die before we finish, we pray to you that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. And that is our desire, that our souls be right with the Lord. So I'm talking about living on the edge. What are you talking about, Clee?
I'm talking about apologies, fake or real.
Oh my goodness, I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that. So of course you want me to go first, right?
Of
Or
course
do
I
you?
do. You're probably nervous. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't go first. I'm nervous.
We're so happy for everyone who has joined us today. It's a wonderful, wonderful day, and we're so thankful to God that you have joined us today for Point of View with Shirley, Cleester, and Eula. And Eula, of course, is still taking care of the children, but we're going to set it up so that we can do at least one live with Eula per month. Um, well, we're going to set it up. We're making arrangements
Yeah,
to
until she
to
can
do
get
that.
ready.
We'll get with her and get her schedule so she can come and be on with us live one day. We don't know what day it is. We're looking at a certain day, but we'll let you know. So God is good. So mine is people living on the edge have the best view. Living on the edge, okay? The mountains are calling and I must go. And this is by Alexander Joseph Begnell. And Begnel is University of Illinois at Urbana, Champaign. Okay, now this was in January the 18th, 2016. Living on
Mm-hmm.
the edge. And what is living on the edge? Living on the edge, some people might think it's living carelessly, but it's living like on a whim. You just, I mean, you just go with the flow. Many
Yeah.
people do, but just because people live on the edge doesn't mean that they haven't planned it either. I was listening to our cousin this morning. I'm not even halfway into that interview, but he's on a blog, and some men are interviewing him.
Who?
And Justin,
Oh, okay. Yes, yes.
Justin,
Okay.
they're interviewing him, and he was talking about the part, one of the parts that I have passed when I listened to it, I got to hear this. He was saying that he saved up money, I think for like a year, and he was going to make this move because where he was, he felt that he needed to be at another place in order to do what he wanted to do at the time. And so what
Mm-hmm.
he did is he saved up. He said he paid his car off and he saved up, and he said it was like 2008. And that time, it was I think it was an economical crisis at that time, and people,
Right.
you just didn't do that at that time. But he did it, saved up, made a move, and now, now Justin's, he's a, I guess you call him producer, director. He does
Right.
commercials, and he's doing something for the Super Bowl. So that's our cousin.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's Jerome's son, y'all.
Whoop, whoop. Yes, it is. Jerome Bolt.
All
Whoop, whoop.
right. I've never met Justin. I've never met him, but I've seen his pictures and we're Facebook friends. And so I'm so happy and so proud of him. So living on the edge doesn't mean that you do it carelessly. It just doesn't mean that all the time. But this article says before I jump into this article, he said, let me ask you, what is living on the edge? Is it taking risks, stepping outside of your comfort zone, or even doing something others may find very simple, but you have just never quite felt like you were capable of doing so? He said, what is living on the edge? Okay. And so living life on the edge can mean a lot of things. In the view of living life on the edge is so beautiful and so worth it, why doesn't everyone just do it? Because living life to the most extreme extent you can put your mind to really isn't for everybody. Okay, it's not for everybody to live on the edge as we see it sometimes, and just haphazardly do this or that or what. But some people make it good. Okay, so this does not mean you should limit yourself to all the world has to offer. Don't limit yourself. if we didn't if we limited ourselves, we wouldn't be on here, point of view, today. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to get out there and you have to do it. Now, it wasn't done without prayer and seeking advice from the Lord. Not like that. It's not a haphazard thing, but it's a combination of things that have led up to point of view with Shirley, Cleester, and Eula. So let me begin by stating that motivation is a key factor here to living life on the edge. You must be your own biggest motivator. And we talk about that almost all the time. You have to be your own biggest motivator in order to achieve those goals you have tried so hard for. So if you were on a cliff right now, at this very moment, and you had the opportunity to fly, would you? Hey, if I had the opportunity to fly,
I'll be
like,
like patting the back. Whoop, whoop.
of course you would. Yes, you
Every minute.
would. That's right. You would, because you have nothing holding you back.
Nothing.
Because you believe the wind, the sky, your very being will take you wherever you need to be taken. So why can't we relate this to our everyday lives? So as human beings, we sure do have a way of restricting ourselves from stepping outside of the box when it comes to things. And sometimes people can cause you to doubt yourself. And that's why I said you be your own best motivator. You
Mm-hmm.
motivate
Right,
yourself,
right.
and don't and because people would say, "Oh, child, I wouldn't do that." No, I don't think I would do that. I remember when Barack Obama stated to one of his close acquaintances that he was thinking about running for the presidency. And the guy, it was Vernon Jordan, told him, "Nah, I don't think that would be a good thing." He didn't think he would succeed.
You won't make it.
But Barack Obama ran for president and
President.
served two terms.
Boo, y'all.
Two terms. He had to be his greatest motivator. And then he had a woman who was right
Hello.
there by his side
Yes,
to
ma'am.
add extra motivation.
Yes,
Yes, he
ma'am.
did. And he became president of the United States of
And
America.
the thing about it, and I ain't trying to cut you off or nothing.
That's
I'm
okay.
so
Go
sorry for
right
this.
ahead. Go
But,
ahead.
huh?
Go
But
ahead.
do you notice you never heard anything about Malaysia or Malika or whatever their name is? That you heard about Bush's daughters getting drunk and all that kind of stuff, and then you heard about Hillary Clinton's daughter doing this and that, but she really wasn't that much because she was in college. But you never heard a word about
Mm-mm.
what was their name, Malaysia and Malika.
I know their names. I can't think of them right now. Malia and oh, anyway, all right. So
Okay, go ahead.
you got it, you got it. But anyway, you have their names. But yeah, you didn't. Don't they tried to bring up something negative about them? I think if like when he was doing a conference or something, a briefing or something, and they were just standing there. They didn't look like they were too happy anyway. But anyway, I think that was the time people tried to talk about them, or they tried to talk about something, just some frivolous stuff
Yeah,
that
yeah.
amounted to nothing
Nothing.
because there
Yeah.
was nothing wrong with it. They tried and tried and tried
They tried.
and
Yes, they did.
tried to bring some negativity on them, a
Yes, they
negative
did.
spotlight on them, but they could not succeed. And then also another thing, when he was celebrating uh, Michelle Obama's birthday, I think it was her birthday, and so they went to a theater, and I think they closed the theater down so that they could enjoy themselves and whatever they
Uh-huh.
did. And they complained. People complained, talking about wasting money. And look at all the money, all these other. That was not a waste of money. That had
Oh no.
nothing. I mean, just any little negativity. So you have to be your biggest self motivator. You have to
Yes, you do.
motivate yourself.
Yes, you
If
do.
you don't do that, you will not do anything because you're always going to have the naysayers, always going to have those people. Huh, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. And then sometimes, in many cases, they advise you not to do it. But then a little while later, here they
I'm gonna
come
do this. Yes.
with their own idea of your idea, but they're not telling anybody it was your idea that motivated them to take your idea and run with
Yes.
it after they have
Yes.
told you that
Yes.
you would not succeed.
Hallelujah. Hey.
Copycat, copycat, sitting on the fence, trying to
Try
make a
to make
dollar
a
out of
dollar out of
15 cents.
15 cents. Hey.
Okay, so in life, you will reach hardships, things you never thought you'd have to deal with, and it will all seem like life is tumbling in a huge downward spiral. And I think we've all been there. We've all been there. But I thank God up for Him and for Him giving us the parents that we have, and because they motivated us. And they let us believe and
Yes.
taught us to believe that anything you put your mind to do, you can do it. Anything you push toward, you can do it and you can be successful. And
Yes,
I
you
and,
have.
and that is instilled in us. So allow this to be your biggest motivator on seeing that view you have longed for, because the view truly is so worth every possible obstacle that you will overcome in this life. So there are hardships, but these trials, there's a song out here that says these trials come only to make us strong. And so if we never had a problem, we wouldn't know how to solve a problem. If we've never
Uh-huh.
had one, if we've never had trials and tribulations, we would know how to maneuver through the trials and tribulations and come out successfully and come
All
out
right.
alive. Okay? So you are what you think. Remember that. You are what you think. Okay? So he says, I encourage you to view life as a mountain. Maybe right now you are at the lowest point in your life. And everybody, I know there are some people that are right now, they feel like there is nothing else I can do. I have tried and tried. I have tried to do this. I have tried to do this. I have tried and tried. And it seems that everything that I have tried has failed, and that I am just doomed, that I am destined for doom. But no, 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 no. You are not destined for doom. You are destined for success. And always remember that you have to work your way through it. When no comes to your mind, you say yes. When no
Yes.
comes to your mind, you say, yes, I can do this. I am a child of God. God made me. He made me for success. It is his will that I prosper and be in health as my soul prospers. Now, that is in the book that we call the Bible that was translated by King James. And so I've seen it proven over and over and over again to be a fact and to be the truth that I can be what I want to be as long as it's in the hands of God. I can be what I want to be. So when the no comes, say yes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
When the no to the positive comes, say yes. Okay. So now
That's
there
it.
can be some no's, but we have to distinguish which no is for our good and which no is for detrimental to us. Okay. So we have to always know. So you are what you think, and remember that. He said, view life as a mountain. Maybe now you're at your lowest point. And I know I'm repeating the very bottom of the mountain. All you're doing, I'm hearing myself, I'm hearing an echo, and I don't have it. Okay. All you're doing is looking up at all the what ifs, looking
Mm-hmm.
up at all that could have, should have, would have excuses you have made for yourself. That's one commercial I like it. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I like that. Take one step at a time. And see, people have to realize this. Take one step at a time and let go of each excuse, each person, each opportunity you have missed and start anew. Start climbing to the peak in your life. Start climbing. It might take you longer than it takes others, but honey, climb. Say, I know I can. I know I can. I know I can. And then you'll be on the top. Say, I knew I could.
Oh, come on, little train. Come on, little train. Come
so,
on, little train.
so start with courage and strength. Start with enthusiasm and perseverance. All you have to do is start out by taking one step. One single step could lead to thousands more. And I remember how we did the rodeos, we did the parades, we did the balls, we did a television, a
TV shows. Hello.
TV, radio, and this was in Denison, Texas. And
Uh-huh.
so, but you have to believe in
Recording
yourself.
studios. Come on.
Yes, yes. So we've done it, we've done it, we've done it. And it all started out with one idea, one
What?
step. And all we have to do is get that one idea and pray to God. God, is this what you want me to do? This is the way I did it. If this is what you want me to do, you fix it. And I just walk in and the doors would already be open and they'd be waiting on me. So all you have to do is take that first step. Take
At
that
first.
first step. Take that first step. Don't let the naysayers keep you from doing what God has destined you to do. And let me tell you this. You might be 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old. But if there's something that God has for you to do, or there's an idea you have, as long as you have breath in your bodies, the activity of your limbs, and some people don't have the activity of their limbs, but they can still do
Still
what
do.
they
Yeah.
want to do. Okay, you can
That's it.
still do it. You are your most important, you are your best motivator. Okay, so motivate yourself, and whatever you have in your mind to do, you can do it. It's never, ever, ever too late until you take your last breath and those eyes are closed and you're going on into eternity. So don't ever give up. Some people say, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to do that.
That's
Do
it.
it. And let me tell you something else. I like, they say, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So I know we have confidence. I know we have people that we have confidence in, but
Mhm.
sometimes when you have that in your mind that says, keep it to yourself, keep it to yourself and work on it. And then when you've read it and gotten it off the ground and you started, then let people know. And then you know what? people would get upset at you because you didn't tell them
Why you
what
didn't
you were
tell me?
planning on doing.
Yes, yes.
They would get upset with you. But I have found out that if you tell people things, sometimes people say, "Oh, I was gonna do that. Oh yeah, that was in
Woo,
my mind. I had thought about that and I had planned to do that, honey. Just go on and do what you're
girl,
going
you
to
speaking the
do
truth today. Hey,
and let the consequences come later."
later.
Because somebody
Hello.
gonna always say, that was in my mind, that was in my mind to do. But if you don't say anything to anybody about it, and they haven't said anything to you about it, then hey, it was meant for you to do. And we don't copycat, but if God gives you something, when He gives you something, you get these ideas. These things are for you because nobody, even if somebody pops up with the same thing and you have no idea that they were going to do it, yours is going to be yours and it's going to be done the way that you're supposed to do it, and theirs will be theirs and it'll be done the way they're supposed to do it. And when people realize that I'm not trying to hurt you and I don't believe you're trying to hurt me, so let's just go ahead and promote this and let's do our thing the way it was given to us to do it, and you can be successful and the other person can too. Now, all right. So, living on the edge, is that what I'm talking about? Okay.
I don't
Living
remember.
then fine. Let me see here. So okay, here we go. Talking about the mountain. Take one step at a time and let go of each excuse, each person, each opportunity you have missed, and start anew. Start climbing to the peak to that peak in your life. Start with courage and strength. Start with enthusiasm and perseverance. I know I've read this. I'm going over it again. All you have to do is start out by taking one step. One single step could lead to thousands more. And we know that. Here we are. Then finally, you may reach the top, that highest point in your life where you feel as if you have achieved all you have longed for. At this point, look out. Just breathe and fill the heart with thankfulness because you took a risk. You got back up after being torn down. You lived your life on the edge whenever all you wanted to do was jump off and have life itself stop in its tracks. Living on the edge isn't necessarily always about being risky, being a daredevil, or being crazy in general. By all means, it sure can be. Now we know it can be because we've seen people
Yes,
that take chance after chance, just footloose and fancy free.
fancy free. Hey.
But fulfill your own definition of what it is truly to live life on the edge, and don't miss out on the view from the top. You see, what the goal is to get to the top. Ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't
Ooh,
no valley low enough.
ooh,
Ain't no river wide enough to keep
ooh,
me from you.
ooh.
Ain't no mountain. All right, go up the mountain of yours.
Don't make me temptation on you.
Go up
Hey.
that mountain of yours, not because everyone else is telling you to do so, but because you owe it to yourself.
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
up the mountain. I'm climbing up. Do, do,
Hey.
do, do. On the rough side of the mountain. All right, Reedy. It's in your hands. Let me try to get
Up
this
the
right.
mountain.
There you go.
Hey.
It's
Ah.
now, Reedy. It's yours. All right. Doing my best to make it
Oh.
in. All right. All
Hey.
right, Reedy.
I
It's
don't know
yours.
what I know about that. See, youngsters don't know nothing about that. It's like motherfuckers, them youngsters don't know nothing about that.
Thank the
Well,
Lord.
everyone. Well, look who started to work. Siri, Alexa must have called Siri because she's trying to work now. Go on, Siri, with your bad self. Okay. Mine is apologies, fake or real.
Oh my goodness.
Beware beware of those apologies because people can apologize to you and you know they don't mean it because you'll
Mm-hmm.
say something you didn't even have to. Well, I'm sorry. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm sorry. You know you did that.
Mhm.
You know I know you didn't mean it.
Mhm.
I know you didn't mean it. You just said something because that's what you were waiting on me to say something. Well, I
Mhm.
said, well, I'm sorry.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
come
mm.
on now. That's the way people do. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Before accepting an apology, you must first have to determine if it's genuine.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Yes. Um,
Mhm.
suppose someone apologized to you for harm they've caused and it doesn't quite land. Maybe it doesn't sound entirely sincere. Or you get, first of all, it's by Molly Howes, PhD, by my go-to psychology today.
Mhm.
Okay, and maybe it doesn't sound entirely sincere, or you get a vague sense that the person delivering it just wants to wrap it up, but you're not ready to move on, or maybe they offer any of these notoriously bad ways to make
Mhm.
amends. Yes, yes, yes. But people
Mhm.
can show say it. A statement that contains a but, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but invalidates the apology.
Mhm.
Similarly, similarly, you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Hey, if I'm sorry, if suggests your hurt may not have happened. Vague wording for what happened. Fails to take personal responsibility. Passive voice. The mistake that you were affected in by squirming out of responsibility. Crowd the crowd the picture. Okay, she says, as I write, I struggle with the term fake apologies because, of course, no one can be sure what's in the heart of another person. That is true. Nobody can what's in the heart of another person, but you're the recipient. You somehow have to figure out whether or not to accept the apology, which it's hard to do if you feel uneasy and mistrustful and just can't tell if it's genuine. For starters, a few words of regret usually won't carry enough weight to build or rebuild trust. The words "I'm sorry" are not magic incantations that instantly. Are you there? Okay, okay, you left. Okay, okay. I just you didn't tell you leaving. I got that old time religion. The words "I'm sorry" are not magic incantation that instantly inspires faith in someone. If you're not interested in repairing the relationship in question, you don't have to worry about whether the apology attempt is sincere. Just move on. But if there's some trust between you, you probably don't want to give up so easily. If you value the relationship, if you value the relationship, you have to determine whether it or not this apology is an attempt to manipulate you and misrepresent feelings of regret. The question here to get to the other kind is an adequate apology below. The potential apologies could be less than sincere in any way, number of ways. He says that's right, but they're pro forma acting as required, but absent of any feelings for hurt he's caused. Simply wants she simply wants the problem she created to disappear, but doesn't care about the feelings she hurt. He wants to avoid negative consequences of hurtful actions or inactions rather than wanting to take responsibility for them. They don't believe they're responsible for what interpersonal credit to making amends, putting you in the position of being one causing the problem. E.g., I said I was sorry. Why you holding a grudge? I done heard that one a whole bunch of times. You ain't got to keep harping on it. She believes she's done something harmful. She believes she's done something harmful and is preoccupied with her own guilt and only wants to alleviate than rather than healing your hurt or repairing the relationship. As they stand, these approaches are all pretty much doomed to fail unless they vastly improve and you won't be healed and the relationship won't be repaired. You always may refuse to accept any inadequate apology that you prerogative. Is that that's my prerogative. I can do what I want to do. It's my prerogative. Hello. But if you care about the person, you want to hold on to the relationship, you probably want to be sure about the person's sincerity. What if the apology attempt is what I might call inept but well-meaning? Many would apologize. Many would apologize and fall on their faces, not because of insincerity, because they simply don't know how. How can you determine the difference? My suggestion, in order to find out if he's if his unconsent unconvincing, I'm sorry, give him a second chance to do it right and see what happens. Naturally, the key here is that you have to know what to be effective apology, so you know what to ask for. A good apology, saying I'm sorry, is rarely the first part of a good apology. Before saying anything, the other person has to understand you're hurt. Yes, indeed. Usually that means listening. So ask her to back up and let you tell her about your experience of hurt and about how her behavior, I almost stuttered, has affected you. Behavior has affected you in this one step. Nothing about apologizer is relevant. Not her good intentions, good character, history, or kindness, etc. If she's not interested or unwilling to listen to you, you haven't have discovered the shallowness of her regret. Her apology remains partial and ineffective. If she can engage in a genuine attempt to understand, you're on your way to real repair. But that's the first step. There are four things you have to have happen for an apology to be real and effective. One, each is necessary and none is efficient by itself. If you and your would-be apologizer go through this process together, your relationship will not recover from this hurt. If you would it will be stronger. The second step, to make a sincere statement of apology, of responsibility and empathy, is much easier in step one has taken place and much more convincing. Nonetheless, there are still several telltale ways to step two to go wrong, some of which appear in the beginning of this column. In my experience, most people need practice these skills. If your apologizer has gotten this far with you, you can probably good sense willed effort. Nonetheless, your relationship will benefit from holding high standards for this step. The third step requires the person to make restitution. Is she talking about money? I know a lot of people that I'd like to apologize to me. If she talking about restitution and money, we got some talking to do. To make up for the wrong hurt in relationships, these reparations, see there go reparations again. These reparations can take the form of the do-over, a chance to get right with what person got wrong in the first place. Often a sense of what needs to be done is reached by via collaboration with you. Making it right requires a person to put her words or intentions in action. Reluctant to try again or to extend herself in any way is another sign of that your apologizer isn't really interested in making through the apology. Step four, making sure it doesn't happen again, is the pudding in which the proof lies. To be trustworthy, the person has to change their ways or the condition that led to the initial problem. The same condition. Good intentions or vowels to that effect. Vowels are easy, but rarely enough. It will take time for you to see if the true change has taken place. But a convincing plan helps to stay motivated to see you through it. Making your way through this process is energy intensive for both you and its outcome. Excuse me. outcome fully reveals itself over time. But if your apologizer follow these 4 steps, they will convince you, and their sincerity is the only way to know for sure. Hello, there we go. I've had people to apologize to me, and you can call them out. You can call them out. Girl, you
Hmm.
know you didn't have no business doing that in front of so and so and so. Whether it was true or not, you still shouldn't have done it in front of so and so, because you know how that. Well, girl, I'm sorry. You know I didn't mean it. Yeah, but they don't know you didn't mean it.
Right.
You might think I know, but the hurt is there. The hurt is
Right.
there. I pay
Right.
attention to apologies, baby. I pay a close attention to apologies
Hmm.
because a lot of times they do not mean I'm sorry. Now, if
Right.
they make a cake and bring it to me with some food on the side, I might think about it. I ain't trying to hear all that. Well, I'm sorry. You know I didn't mean to. Girl, you know how I am. Those are those signs. Girl, you know how I am. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it, but it's all right though. Girl, you know how we do each other. No, no, no. That is not an
Mm-mm.
apology. That is not an
Nope.
apology.
Nope. And you have to be careful what you say. Beware of those smiling
Smiling
faces.
faces. Yes, ma'am.
Smiling
Yes, ma'am.
faces. Sometimes they don't
Yeah.
tell the truth,
Don't
right?
tell the truth. Hey,
Uh-huh.
can you
Right.
dig it? Ah,
That's right. You have to be really careful. There are so many things
yes.
that we have to be so careful of, and the process of time teaches us, if we're paying attention, of
Mm-hmm.
what is good and what is bad for us. And
Yeah,
then we have the right to cut the bad off
that's right.
and stick with the good. And
Yeah,
sometimes we keep those negative things in our lives because we don't want to hurt somebody else's
somebody.
feelings, or
Right.
if we don't spend time with them, then they'll be sad. Now they can, if but what about you? if
Yep.
it's if it's weighing on you, if it's making you uneasy, if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have peace of mind about it, sometimes you just have to cut it, baby. And
Yep.
you know yourself, when people say, well, you know me, and you say
Yep.
yourself, yeah, I do know you.
I know
And
you,
it's,
and that's why I know what you meant.
hon, you've been putting up
Mm-hmm.
with this. Some people put up with this for years and
Yes.
years
Yeah.
and years when you don't have to.
Yep.
You
No, you
really
don't.
don't have to. I tell people, whatever gives you peace of mind, whatever keeps your mind peaceful, that's what you do. Just like that, what I was saying, you're your biggest self motivator. If you don't take care of yourself, who else is going to take care of
That's
you?
right. That's right.
Even God gives us the free will to think, and he teaches us how to take care of ourselves, and the rest is left up to us. We've got
Yes.
to do it. You've got to do what gives you that peace of mind. And like
Hello.
these half-baked apologies, it's like Clee was saying, oh, you know me, oh, I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry, but hey, you shouldn't have done what you did in the first
That's right. In
place.
the first place.
In
Yes.
the first place, and people know full well, many times, what they're doing. They
Yes.
know
Yes.
what they're doing, and then they know how you're going to react to what they do. So that's why they do what they do. But if you would
Mm-hmm.
jolt them, JOLT them
Yes.
sometime, and you stop them in their tracks while they're
Mm-hmm.
doing what they're doing, they
Yes.
won't be so quick to try to do that
There
again.
it is. Right
Okay.
there.
And if they get upset at you about it, oh well.
Yep.
It's
Like in the saying,
hey.
they used to say, he looked better going than it did coming anyway.
So people, life, and people say life is too short. I think, hey, what God has given me, to me, that's a long time. It seems like it didn't take it long to get here, but
Uh-huh.
we have had a long time. So it's not that life, when for some people we say life was too short, and we understand that. I totally understand that. But we have an allotted time to do what we need need to do. But most of all, it's for self. We have to preserve ourselves. We have to be
Mhm.
an example to
Mhm.
people that will make people want to be positive, live a good life, and they
That's
look
right.
up to you, and you be an example for what is good to other people. That's our part. The whole duty of man is to love God, do his will. Let your brothers and sisters see you living a good life. Let them see you building character, building yourself up. Let them see you progressing. Let them see you motivating yourself as well as others. Because when you motivate
Mhm.
yourself, then other people see that motivation in you. And
Mhm.
then they are motivated by
Yes,
your self
yes,
motivation.
that's it. Yes, it is. That's
They
right.
are.
That's right.
And then
Mhm.
when some people are so jealous, let me go back to Clee's apologies, these half baked apologies, people, jealousy, envy, some people, and I know you can agree with this. Some people just hang around people to be in the light that those people are in.
Right,
Because other
right.
they don't want to really be your friend, they're not really your friend, but they know that
Mhm.
if they completely cut off from you, they'll miss out on the opportunity to
Yes,
be in the light that you're in
yes,
order to
yes.
get to see where you're going and what you're doing, and
Uh-huh.
then be around the people that you're around. So there's
That's right.
so much going on in this world. But let me tell you this: self-motivation. Now, I'm not saying, be mean to people and run over people, try to do this and that and the other. He has made so much. He's made this world so big. He has given all of us great ideas, things to do. And
Mm-hmm.
there's enough room in this world for each of us to do what we do and
That's
never
right.
encroach another one's space.
Yes,
There's
right.
enough
That is
room
right.
for all of us. And
Right.
Lisa Jackson was on here. Lisa, I don't know whether you're still on here or not, but Lisa, I believe you sell jewelry, don't you? So if you're on here, I don't know whether she's still on here or not, but she sells that jewelry. And I like that jewelry too. It's the jewelry that you buy for $5.
I saw that. I did see that. I
Yeah,
did
I
see that.
like that because they
Did
have
see that.
so much, and you buy each piece is
Yes.
costs only
Yes.
$5. So if you're still on here, excuse me, Lisa,
Lisa
tell us,
Jackson. Uh-huh.
McLean, do you still have your display up?
No.
Oh, you didn't even get to show it the other day. But talk about your
No,
purses.
that's okay. That's okay. Okay.
Okay,
Talk
okay.
about your seasoning. Hello.
Oh yeah, I haven't started making it again yet. This pandemic has
Oh, we
this.
used some the other day.
Oh, okay. And somebody else told
Yeah,
me
because
she used.
PJ loved it.
Oh yeah,
He
somebody else
loved it.
told me the other day that she used it the other day and said just popped her roast right on out. It brought it out.
Hello.
This is
Uh-huh.
good. But
Yeah.
I'm planning to start them again. But it's just so much going on, thinking about liability and all of that and this pandemic and
Yes.
everything. But
Yes.
anyway, yeah, so if you would like, it's what's the name? Miss P's Seasonings. That's what it is.
Wait
Yeah,
a
Miss
minute.
P's Seasonings. Yeah. What'd you say, Clee?
Are you gonna ask me in the show season? What's the name of it again?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we're not going to what do they say, prolong the time or
All right.
belabor the
Yes,
time.
ma'am.
But
Uh-huh.
we miss Eula today. But we thank God for everyone who's with us. Somebody shared us today. Joe, if you're on there, hello. Becky, if you're on here,
Hey
hello.
Joe, you're
Uh,
there. Uh-huh.
Lady Patsy, if
Becky,
you're on
you're
here.
there.
Velma, I miss Velma today. I don't see where
Ruby.
she's on here. Ruby, yes.
Uh-huh.
Jennifer.
Yolanda and
Jennifer.
Rodney.
Right, and Jennifer. So I'm sure they'll
Uh-huh.
watch it afterwards if they're
Erica.
not and Erica, right? If they're not on here with us, but we love you, we love you, we love you. And I don't have any announcements. I don't think. Oh, we're doing our our class reunion celebration. It's the 50+1 class reunion celebration. Will be in Denison this weekend. So Bev and I are planning on attending. This is the Denison High School uh, reunion. So we're planning on, God willing, attend. Oh, and we're celebrating Uncle Ivra. Ooh,
Yes.
His
Yes.
his 90th birthday is
90th
Saturday.
birthday. Yes.
Coming up Saturday, George Ivor Polk, our uncle. He's our
Yes.
only uncle on the Polk side.
Yes.
He's
Uh-huh.
he's the last one of our uncles who's living, and so we'll be celebrating, God willing, his
Is
birthday.
he
We're
the
gonna,
last one of all of them, the uncles and the aunts?
yeah, uh
Yes.
Uncle
Yes.
Ivor, and he's the baby too.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, yeah, so we'll be celebrating his 90th birthday. And I like the way they have it set up. They have so that anyone, because we know everybody won't be able to be there, be present there. So
Uh-huh.
they've set it up to where we can do a video too and say happy birthday to Uncle Ivor. So it's just wonderful. 90
And
years.
still be a part of the celebration. We can do
Oh
that.
yes, yes. So anyway, we love everybody and we thank you for joining. Hi Velma. Velma's here, Clee.
Hi, Velma.
She's here. We've been looking for you.
Yes, we were.
All right. So everybody, we love you and we're signing off. You finished reading?
I'm finished, sister.
All right. Love you everybody. We will be back as the Lord says on Tuesday. And I'll be back Sunday morning at 7 a.m. And I'm going to try to set it up where you can call in. What do you
Yes.
think, Ree? Wait a
Yes.
minute. I see Joe Carolyn. She shared it. Okay, Joe Carolyn.
Okay.
She's
Hey, Joe
she's
Carolyn.
yeah, she shared it. So we're gonna try to set it up for maybe you can call in, but you do your texting on here, so that's a good thing. All right, we love you everybody. Talk to
All
you
right.
later,
Bye,
Reedy.
guys. Have a
Okay,
good day. Okay. Bye
okay.
bye.
Love you. Okay.
There you go. Bye.